Hello, Collective, to a Timeless the Devil series reading where we talk about the devil energy being of the ego that doesn't know if it's operating of darkness and or of light, so it wants to play a game. Isn't the devil energy one of the most controversial energies talked about? You can't talk about God with everyone, but you sure as hell can't talk about the devil energy with just anyone. And then don't even mention the elephant in the room. You know that one. That. It's not even a black hole, that's how dark that shit is. That. The devil is the ego that doesn't know if it's operating of light and or of darkness, so it wants to play a game. Bear in mind a few details before we get started. I am Master 7 who reads these energies. Should you inquire about who she is, what she's all about, feel free to check out the bio. In the description box below, you'll find a site to get you over there. You will also find various links to help you navigate through both of my channels, for I have a sister channel you may reap your own personal benefits for, should you want to navigate over yonder. The description box below has all the details. I'm also currently offering a limited amount of digital punch cards, so that means if you should choose to have one assigned to you, with every purchase of a wellness drop and or a single card message from me, the 10th service is a free mini card reading from me. Okay, so go snooping, follow your intuition, and see if that's of service or can be made of service for you. We have the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands wants to say, hey, do you know how to play with the devil? The devil is so good, I forgot what this reading was all about. That's how distracting that energy is. 222. It's so distracting. It's so distracting. That's how loud it is. That's what devil energy is. It's the place that's not going, that is in charge of keeping everything together. It's the magnet. And how far and close you are is depending on how polarized you are to this magnet. So where you see left, the magnet sees right. So where you see right, the magnet sees left. How to keep something or another in some sort of control, whether or not you see it as a control, is all about seeing the perspective in your position in it. Why did I hold the card this way? Because it's the 8. The 8 is a symbolism of not just being the number right after 7 and right before 9. Angel Gabriel may resonate for someone. Raphael. And the one I never like to talk about, y'all are going to want to try to get me talking one day, I know that, is Archangel Michael. Alright, anyway. Y'all who've watched the show Lucifer could kind of, I guess, understand that. Why would the devil not want to talk about Michael? Anyway, so the 8 is horizontal to show you that it is the one that keeps every number sequence before that together in uniform. It is what keeps duality together, 404. And you've been looking the other way this whole entire time. Look at that. Star card is speaking for itself for this energy, so I'm going to keep going. Here, I'll show you the card again. And whatever you felt, that's the netting of the ether, that which it is that is protecting your bubble, 422. That is your higher self speaking to you through the vessels of your emotions, okay? Vessels through your emotions, the Queen of Cups. I'm being told to read all of them. So, all right, let's go through. We have the Queen of Cups. You have the Hermit, which is your perspective of if this card is going to be read upside down or not. The whole universe is working in an upside down, inside out, topsy-turvy kind of way. However you linger in delivering the message is exactly the message. And let's bring that back. This energy, proven and quote unquote fact checkers, hashtag reality checkers here. The Milky Way galaxy is that of Virgo constellation. Follow your intuition. Follow feminine energy to lead you back home with that of which you see or don't see in the upside world that you actually are very above and grounded on. For your linear reasons of reading, the Knight of Wands keeps you grounded with the inspiration of passion that you latched yourself onto many moons ago and even currently to this very second. You're looking right at this energy. And as you're then confused why you've been holding on for so long with whatever it is that you have, you do feel inspired to take something, or you just don't know how to catapult it out. You don't know how to give birth to this energy. But yet the very makings of what means to be you to this very second has made this energy. So imagine if you were able to switch that perspective, and then whatever you need to be taught or teach yourself, and how to flip that perspective to the 180 that it can be, so you can feel a different jolt of a possible triggering of a feeling. That's to tell the tale of the ego that may want to speak and disclose itself. Let's see what the major arcana message is in regards to its behavior with it. However major arcana influences you, but it's pretty much, for layman's terms and taking it back to basics, that ball in the sky, the sun is in charge of illuminating anything and everything that it is in its way. You get too close, you get burnt. Right? You stray too far, you get lost. So the Seven of Pentacles is taking that back to home and back to kindergarten ways. Some of you are struggling, 700, how to educate your children. You don't have to worry so much, because remember what you remember or don't remember from education, and what you learned along the way, and how some of it was beneficial or not. However you choose will be enough, because more or less the way that you feel that you didn't show up to certain education, the children that you're so concerned about are going to take you along with them with everything that they have yet to uncover for themselves. They're going to be actually the ones teaching you. So don't have too much concern of a narrative that you can't control, even if it means pricking yourself and your children along the way. I can see that certain people are making rational but yet difficult, and then it doesn't seem rational decisions that go against the grain, but this against the grain is possible to live in and without and through, because that's part of the name of morphing with something so that you can learn not to become it. So that means also the injection, however that may feel for you. Taking in something bad, even though you know you did it bad, or it could potentially be bad, or regret that notion, are all still part of the problem mindsets, to find that you're still maybe processing your own cognitive dissonance with yourself about, especially with that of which you call closest to you, which is the immediate concerns of your emotional self, which is your family, the definition of family, how you can create that definition, how people come and go, how the ones that betray you are usually ones who are biologically connected to you. But however those are hitting home, 855, those are all marginal degrees of how much of a degree of truth, 900, you're going to bring to the equation. What is it that you're actually going to look into the sun with? Some of you sun gaze. Some of you find it controversial. Whatever. But if you see it, one, that controversial for those people who put on sunglasses to protect themselves in the light, why are you going to deem it necessary to bring your shade of negative opinion to those who can look at the sun and still live to tell you all about it, and then tell you however else we're going to agree that we can still see because we haven't lost our vision? 939. We have the Queen of Swords, okay? That is what she or he or they will be feeling, is what's going to come through what they think they know or don't know. And knowing what you don't know is all part of the vibe and the push and pull with what the mouthpiece reveals itself, it may or may not be stuck in. That's the Queen of Swords speaking her truth, and sometimes it takes time for the whole village to get the new law and order to what that she has signed herself up to, saying that this is the way things are being run now. That was all the major arcana. Look how distracting the devil is. I wanted one card. One. Look at that. Look how this naturally just moves. There's a push or pull of distraction. And it's all part of the story, all part of the game. It's fantastic that I went down that road. It's all for reasons. So the Ten of Cups reveals that push and pull. The Ten of Cups is the single card major arcana, why everything was just so confusing. That's the energy of the magnet. Once it has your attention, it takes everything that it's attracted to and leaves you with the rest, because you're the creator of it all anyway. So it makes sense of it all, makes sense of it, makes sense of it. If you need to make sense of it, go through your heart. Of that which is that you think you're blind to see, but you see because you're lacking some of the things that you either see materialistically in your favor or not working in your favor. People coming and going in your life, teaching you about betrayal and deceit and deception, teaching you about that society out there is difficult to even maneuver. It's not fair to the game. So where do you report to? And some of these questions come up in isolation with the hermit energy, but that's exactly where the galaxy can meet you the most. And you understand that in some sort of feeling when you're dealing with the star card energy, to seeing that in the question of where it was meaning to be kept and not really dive too much into detail when it came up, right? Those are all the many stages of having go back and forth with so many fucking timestamps of memory to bring it all home and bring it all together with the Ten of Cups, feminine and masculine energy meeting and uniting together. That's a fantastic lesson. So are we going to hate the devil energy for putting us through that? No, we shouldn't. Because you're the light of reason to bring all that together with the rainbow of light, bringing it all together. Flowers bloom like the lotus from the water. And plants can propagate from water and not in soil. And that's where we've moved to. We moved from indoor gardening of planting plants in water, because that's how vibrational we have become on a collective, to accept that we don't have to stay stuck in something that doesn't work over and over again. As they have said, was it Einstein that said it? Doing something over and over again and thinking you get the same... Huh? Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and thinking you're gonna get something different, something like that. It's difficult to bring everything home and make it make sense, with all the swords stabbing you in the back and still asking you at the same time, stand up, get up. Some of you have had some very vicious feminine energy of discipline. Mommy hitting you with a chincleta. I'm not Spanish, but I knew some Spanish people. I have a lot of Spanish rhythm of DNA in my frequency. I fucks with it, okay? But mommy has been ruthless. Mommy put you in timeout, told you to put you in your room too many times. She didn't know her way. You can't blame mommy. But we're gonna have to look at her in order to understand where we come from. And that's all part of that singular way that the galaxy will illuminate that for you, because the only thing that it can make you understand everything through is through more of you. That's all the Ten of Cups. Let's see, that's all the major arcana message. Incredible. Alright, so we have the minor arcana message coming through. Minor arcana. Seven of Wands. See how much your ego is in charge of what it sees of light or indoor darkness, but grasping all of it because you understand you can accept that there is no too much of good and there's too much of bad, because accepting that both exist will bring inevitable chaos anyway. So you kind of live in that reality that you almost can't speak everything that you know into existence. Yet you must reach for it when it's there. 7 of Pentacles. 7 of Wands. I can tell you to get your 7 of Pentacles. Thank you. Let's see what's the binding energy of the minor and major arcana message. The 6 of Swords. Feeling the betrayal on your back, the bloodshed, letting it all go, cutting the cord. Letting those emotions overrule you, while you, the sustenance being that has the vessel to express those emotions, are going to make it through the other side. You're a capable being. Anything lesser of a vibration to you is to trigger your fear, and your biometric system of matter is making it all clear that you are above that negativity. You need to be the one to successfully get you out to the next level. So this is movement happening, resurrection happening. Resurrection of the feminine and masculine energy in the back. The ones you cannot see, but are part of the game. Some of you are seeing beings. Or sure as hell feeling the shift in the energy of the room change. Alright. Is that it? No. Okay, where are we going? Where are we going? Ooh, devil energy wants to be successful. And wants you to be successful. Because how else can they have such an enjoyable game with you? How else can it pull you right back to where you think you're not safe to go? And then explode yourself so far into the timeline of your own vastness. You more or less forget that it was the devil's work that brought you there. Because what you'll see is the illumination of the light, of the journey that's all have been illuminated. Just wasn't anticipatory of you arriving to be able to see it in real time too. Devil's quote-unquote perception of darkness, however you define that. And God is whatever the perception of whatever light is. And both are fucking controversial. As 7th that reads these energies of yours, you'll definitely understand that I'm not just only incapable to show up to read these type of energies and deal with the risk factor of opinions when I say the devil. Because I bring the same bullshit that you think may be bullshit, but somehow maybe possibly caught a vibe and fuck with it, is to the masculinity of the vibration, labeled also as a dramatic label, as the loyalty you'll have for that, like a relationship, good or bad, with a doggy, G-O-D. Alright, so since the universe of the devil wants you to recognize how much work you've been putting in, we're going to prove it to you with the color that you are. And so let's see how this works in your favor. And remember who delivered, or of what source. This perception is coming from the duality of existence. Humor, green. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. Isn't the devil energy hilarious? Isn't it a joker? Those star seeds out there resonate a lot with the Batman story, the Joker story, and entertainment, Marvel. You name it. Can't promise you I've seen it, but I know it's important to you. We have regret, orange. I know that I cannot change the past. Alright, collective. I think that is all that we're going to have for tonight and for now. Alright, collective. I'm wishing you a wonderful morning, noon, or night, wherever you are in the ether of this time and space, and may you keep flowing, growing, and glowing. Take care.